Yo, what's up guys? So in this video, I'm going to teach you a card control of my own that I call the slip and slide control. And in fact, you can use this control as a force as well. And it's a thing of beauty, it really is, it's a thing of beauty. Let's get into it. Okay, so here is what the slip and slide control looks like. So you just start putting cards on the table and have somebody say stop anytime. Once they do, you show them the card they stopped on. Next, you just bury it somewhere back in the middle of the deck, right around the middle, and they can square it up if they want to. And with just like that, the card is controlled to the top. Alright, so believe it or not, this is actually pretty easy. And if you can do a sloppy push off second deal and a slip cut, and if you can spread the deck, then you can do this control. Alright, so basically if a slip cut and a push off sloppy second deal had a baby, this would be it. Alright, so here's what you're doing. You are starting to throw down cards like this and having somebody say stop. Now it's going to look like you just show them the card and then just do this, right? Put it back in the middle, which I just did for real. But that's what you're simulating, all right? So, but to actually control it, here's what you do. So you're throwing down cards like this, and when they say stop, you show them the card, all right? Now when you go to apparently put it on top of these cards to do that, right? What you actually do is on the way back, when the hands start to meet, you push over some cards like this, and this is fully exposed for you right here, right? So when you go to put it back, this thumb sort of clamps down on the card, and you sort of push it in like this, and the pushed over card, you just take them like this, so that card just stays on top. And then you can just do it again, push over some cards and just pull this card right back and take those. And I think doing it twice really sells the move. So here it is again in more detail for you. So once again, you're like this, throwing cards down. They take a look at it like this, show them the card. On its return, push over some cards, shove it under your thumb, just shove it under there like this, and then just sort of pull it back as you take these. But what's important here is that gravity helps, all right? So you're like this. As you go to do this, sort of dip your hand down like that, turn your wrist down like this, and then gravity just releases those cards like this. And also this dipping down shades the move, all right? So once again, you're like this, showing them the card, dip your hand down like this as you put that under your thumb, and those cards just sort of fall into your hand like this because of the dipping down action, right? And then you can just do it again, right? There are still some pushed over cards, so just release them like this, and that card just stays in place like that. So the whole thing looks like a sloppy mess, like you're just throwing cards on top of it, but really it just stays on top the whole time. Once again, you're like this, show them the card. As you go to return it, those get pushed over as you dip your hand down like this. Those go into your hand. Once again, it just stays there, right? And the gravity helps those cards sort of fall out. Then you just throw the rest on top, and that just stays on top. So for this move, the angle is best with the deck hand, the back of your deck hand facing them, all right? Your deck hand, all right? So you're like this. And the dipping down and the back of your hand with shading hides everything, all right? Show them the card, hand dips down, and from this angle, you can't see anything. It just looks like you're taking that card right here. And if you want to, you can actually take your thumb and up jog that card a little bit so it looks like you just put the card there, right? And then do it again like this, boom, and then boom. And for all intents and purposes, that's their card. So they can push it in and square the deck. In fact, if they want to, you can do the whole Rosetta Shuffle like this. And here's a nice tip on this Rosetta Shuffle. If you cut more than half the deck, there it is on top. If you cut more than half the deck and have them do that, there's no way that cards will go on top of that top card. Here's what I mean by that. So if the deck is on the table and you cut more than half the deck, like 2/3 like this, and then do the whole Rosetta Shuffle spinny thing, and then ask them to push them in, like smush them in, there's no way that cards will go on top of that top card, so they can feel like they shuffled the deck too. Alright, so, and that is the slip and slide control. Now let's talk about how you can use this as a force. So when you're doing the control, you're allowing gravity to make those cards drop into your hand like this, right? But it just stays on top the whole time as you're doing that. So why not use this as a force, right? Since it's on top the whole time, they can say stop anytime, and that'll be the card, the 10 of diamonds there. So from this point of view, you just push over some cards and make sure to dip that hand down. And like this, just push a group of cards over with the ball of your thumb there, and just let them fall into your hand with gravity. And look, that card just stays on top the whole time. I'll leave it face up so you can see it. All right, it just stays there the whole time like this. Gravity, letting those cards fall, and they say stop, and they get the 10 of diamonds. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It truly does mean the world to me. And so if you learned something new and if you got value from the video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and sub to the channel. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.